Kim Jong-un, of course, the new leader of North Korea, and in his first year in charge after his father passed away, he's done 2 long-range rocket launches and now a nuclear test. I know what you're thinking. That sounds like it's Kim Jong unbelievable. Okay, forward. So they had a seismic activity, an earthquake at 5.1 it registered. It's because it turns out they did a nuclear test. Now, apparently it was planned ahead of time and it was told to some of their allies on Monday. When I first heard the story, I thought they accidentally hit a button. Because you think they wouldn't do that? Like, we're working on the plutonium. It's going to go really well. Oh, no! Okay. But it turns out they actually did plan it. President Obama says it is a highly provocative act. And then he says, we will do absolutely nothing about it. Now, of course, he doesn't say that, but that is, in fact, our exact intentions, right? So here's the thing that I'm amazed by. First of all, they use plutonium. Iran only has uranium, which they haven't enriched enough to get it to a point where they could use it for nuclear energy, let alone nuclear weapons. So Iran is leagues behind North Korea in this technology. The plutonium is more dangerous, more lethal. And by the way, don't get me wrong, North Korea is leagues, literally decades upon decades behind us. The one that they just tested was about a 6 to 7 kiloton nuclear weapon. Hiroshima was 20 kilotons. So after all this time, they're still a third of what we were back in 1945 in terms of their technology, okay? So, and Iran is way behind them. So, but in our perverse country here, like North Korea, which could wipe out, with or without nuclear weapons, millions of people in South Korea and Japan, 2 of our top allies. They have a ton of weaponry that is not nuclear. Even if they didn't use nukes, they would do tremendous untold damage in those 2 countries. And they have weapons of mass destruction all the way up to nukes. Are we going to do anything about North Korea? You know, they built the nukes during Bush's presidency. So the guy who's like, oh, weapons of mass destruction, we can't let Iraq build it, when it turns out they had none, let North Korea build it. Could it have something to do with the fact that North Korea is basically a wasteland with almost no natural resources? No, probably not. Whereas Iran, which is way behind them, oh my God, what if Iran gets a weapon? Can you imagine those madmen in Iran with a weapon? By the way, North Korea is working on a long-range missile that could reach the United States of America. Now, again, I'm not worried that that's going to happen overnight, right? And it's a long way from here, but apparently we're never going to do anything about it. Whereas Iran, they're worried that they might be able to get a missile that reaches Israel. Not us, Israel, right? And there are people like, oh my God, they might reach Israel like a long time from now if they develop a nuclear weapon, if they develop nuclear energy with uranium and not even plutonium. Oh my God, we have to invade Iran right away. Could it have something to do with the fact that Iran is rich in natural resources, among other factors, including the factor of Israel? And you saw it for yourself. Chuck Hagel goes up there to get confirmed for a Secretary of Defense. There was 144 mentions of Israel. All the Republicans competing. No. Oh, I'm a bigger friend of Israel. Did you see SNL skit on that? It was hilarious. They asked in this skit, obviously, if the Israeli Prime Minister asked you to fillet a donkey, would you do it, Hagel? And he's like, I don't know about that. Like, and then the Republicans jump in the skit. They're like, I do it, right? Okay, so Iran, super dangerous. Oh, Kim Jong-un, well, that was their 3rd nuclear test overall in North Korea? Nah, don't worry about it. That's Kim Jong, unbelievable. I did it again. All right, I'm having fun.